What if the biggest threat to your health isn't a virus or even a disease, but the healthcare system itself? That's right. Today, we're diving into something called the epidemic of diagnoses and how it might actually be making us sicker. We're living longer than ever before, but somehow, more of us are being told we're sick. How does that make sense? Here's the thing. We're not necessarily facing an epidemic of illness. We're facing an epidemic of diagnoses. Let's start with the first problem, the medicalization of everyday life. We all feel off sometimes. Sometimes we are tired, sad, or stressed. That used to be called being human. Now, it's a medical condition. Trouble sleeping? That's a sleep disorder. Feeling down? That's depression. Twitchy legs? Restless leg syndrome? Low sex drive? Sexual dysfunction. But it doesn't stop with adults. It's affecting our kids too. A child coughs after running. They're diagnosed with asthma. Struggles with reading, dyslexic. Sad sometimes, depressed, energetic and emotional, bipolar. Yes, some children truly need help. But what happens when we start labeling normal childhood behavior as illness? Here's the second issue, diagnosing people who don't even feel sick. With all our advanced technology, we can now spot the tiniest, most harmless signs of disease. Microscopic blood markers, tiny shadows on a scan, and suddenly people with zero symptoms are being told they're sick. Let's look at arthritis, in people with no joint pain, or stomach damage, in people with no heartburn, or prostate cancer, found in men who likely would have lived a full life never knowing they had it. And the definition of illness keeps expanding. Expert panels keep lowering the bar for what counts as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and more. So now, more than half of the population qualifies as having a chronic condition. At this point, what does it even mean to be healthy? And while it might sound good to catch things early, we have to ask, at what cost? Being told you're sick when you feel perfectly fine can trigger stress, fear, and anxiety, especially in children. And then come the treatments, pills, procedures, lifestyle changes that aren't even necessary. And here's the truth. Not all treatments are helpful, but almost all come with risks. If you're seriously ill, the risks might be worth it. But if you're only at risk or have mild symptoms that might go away on their own, then treatment can cause more harm than good. So why is this happening? Because more diagnoses mean more money. For pharmaceutical companies, for hospitals, for doctors, for disease advocacy groups, even for researchers. And doctors? They're under pressure too. Miss a diagnosis, you could get sued. Overdiagnose? No consequences. So, the safest option is to call everything a disease, even when it's not. Here's the takeaway. As more and more people are told they're sick, fewer people are being told they're okay. Maybe it's time to rethink what health really means. Because sometimes the best thing a doctor can say is, "You're fine, you're healthy, you don't need treatment." Maybe we need a new health goal, not to increase diagnoses, but to reduce the need for medical care altogether. Because real health isn't just about finding disease, it's also about knowing when not to worry.